Hi, my name's Sophie Lynn Alnite, and I am Colorado Drag Excellence. I grew up in Denver, and I have been doing drag here for the last 3 years. I'm a part of House Alnite. We're a drag troupe that's sort of focused on storytelling and kind of dinner theater sort of things. Well, when I was a baby queen, I was Sophie Lynn myself, so I thought Sophie Lynn Stone would be the perfect name for me. And then my mother, Raven, and father, Brock, Alnite adopted me, and so I'm Sophie Lynn Stone Alnite. Sophie likes sparkly things. She has no problem with cheap sequins. Anything that sparkles is great. I was buying a lot of sort of store-bought stuff, but the time off during the pandemic has given me a lot of free time to focus on sewing. So I made this look completely by myself, sewed it top to bottom, and spray painted the old wreath. And yeah, so Sophie's definitely a crafty queen and a do-it-yourself kind of queen. I just think drag is a love language that we practice and tell each other as queer people. I remember in 2001, I'm coming up on 20 years of being out of the closet, and I just remember going to drag shows and feeling the love, communicated through these performances and the artistry. And I always really admired drag queens. So when some of my friends were forming a house, it was just exactly what I wanted to do, what I wanted to practice and give back to the community with that. I adore Jessica Lahore. I really appreciate her work ethic and just all the wonderful creative things that I've seen her do on stage all over town. Chloe Katz is another one of my favorites, Electra Dupree. I worked, we had a monthly show at Hamburger Mary's, so a lot of the queens that had shows at Mile High and Hamburger Mary's, I just was in awe. I'd have the early show and then I got to stick around for the real talent. I like a lot of the stories that my house told. In particular, when Game of Thrones was in its height of popularity, we did a whole Game of Thrones show, and being the 7-foot-tall one of the house, I of course was Brienne of Tarth, and so stomping around as that magical nitress was very, very fun time. Just be yourself and don't take anything too seriously. I put a lot of pressure on myself, and I know I can get kind of worked up when you have to remember that drag is fun, getting ready is supposed to be fun. You have this conception in your mind a lot of times from social media that people are going to tell you you're doing things wrong, but there is no right way to do drag. So just trust in yourself, trust in all the creative things that make you you, and show that to the community. I love the local drag scene because there is so much representation. I've worked with drag kings way more than I've ever seen on television. I've worked with trans men and trans women, and I just think that I would like to see more of that in the mainstream, since drag is such a popular force to be reckoned with right now. I would definitely, which I think they're starting to see a little bit of that, but just the full spectrum of the queer rainbow I would love to see all over the country.
This video is brought to you by One Colorado, one of our proud sponsors of Colorado Drag Excellence Video. One Colorado is the state's leading advocacy organization dedicated to advancing equality for lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer Coloradoans and their families. They effectively advocate for LGBTQ Coloradoans and their families by lobbying the General Assembly, the executive branch, and local governments on issues like safe schools, transgender equality, relationship recognition, and LGBTQ health and human services. Thank you so very much to One Colorado for sponsoring the Colorado Drag Excellence video.